because business agility is a big thing. What can we use to get there? Because I mentioned it's not framework oriented. So here are four key principles. First is recognize that we know the least at the start. And the start can be for a project, for a transformation, for a relationship. Whenever we start something, we're making some assumptions about what we think is going to come next, what we think we need. We're going to make some assumptions on, hey, this is a problem that really needs to get fixed. And we're going to try some things that may help fix a problem. Knowing the least when you start with a core principle means don't try to overthink it. Don't try to overplan. Plan just enough in terms of your outcomes, and then let the rest develop over time. And this ties into the next principle, going broad before going deep. And that just means really try not to have a perfect detailed plan of every single little thing. Focus, be very clear on the outcomes that you want, whether it's a problem to be solved or a job to be done, and then let the process evolve as you learn more. Once we start doing the first two things, we're going to learn so much more about this problem, about this process, about us. And we're going to use that lessons learned and that knowledge that emerged to shape the plan going forward. So that's what I mean by going broad before going deep. The third principle, I think, is one that most people associate with agile, and that is a sense of time. And there are two elements to it. One is cadence, second is time boxing. Cadence is important because when we're doing any kind of organizational change efforts, it's a lot. We're asking people to change the way they think, the way they behave, and all of that work is on top of their existing work. So, cadence provides people a bit of a foothold on how to navigate this new way of working. For most people, having a sense of every month this is going to happen, every 2 weeks I'm going to do this, every day I have time to do this, that gives a sense of familiarity that grounds us in any transformation effort. And the second time attribute of time boxing recognizes the reality that any change effort is overlaid on top of existing work. So respect for people's time is essential. It recognizes the reality that every time we do something, we have to say no to other things. So time value of money is really, really important for this approach. And the fourth principle is probably my favorite one, and that is the reality of human behavior. Because all these things can sound really good in theory. We know the problem, we know how we're going to do it. And then we meet real human beings.